Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Pat Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. So new recent low exceeding the swing low back on February 28th in Tesla. Gap down, not a complete gap fill, tried to, and then closing pretty much on the lows today. If you jump to a daily chart, you see here that's right down back on the lows. So let's go back to 4 hours and see what we'll be watching for tomorrow. One of the key areas we're going to be watching for is about 634.45. If we get above that, we will start watching for today's high, which is 663, and then above there we'll start watching for the gap fill, but we will have some resistance probably about 672 to 675 with the declining rotation zone. And the full gap fill would be to the open on this bar. Let's actually do it from the daily chart. The full gap fill would be from that open, which is 690. So 690 is the full gap fill. Now, this is still a very bearish pattern. You have the cross, and it's now separating on the rotation zone. So major resistance now on the daily is coming in about 705. 705, so on any rally 705, but keeping in mind the 50's hooking over right here and is lining up with that gain level, so about 650 on the daily is going to be some first level resistance. Then if it does do the gap fill, then 705 is major resistance. If it did rally through there, I've already updated the gain retracements, and we'd be watching for 732 as a secondary area of major resistance. So there's major overhead resistance now on any rally, and it has now made a new lower low, so we have a lower high and a lower low pattern in place. Doesn't mean it has to keep selling off tomorrow, but this is in bearish mode on the 4 hour and the daily for sure. So that's selling any rallies on this. And remember, just from a weekly perspective, this could easily, now this is going to keep moving, this bottom moving average, but we watch for when it touches the bottom of the rotation zone, and right there now that's at about 543. So again, this could easily keep dropping. Our next cluster is at, what, 570? So on a continued sell-off, you can start watching the 570 level and then that 542 level. And that 570 level is right in here. It's actually 568 to about 572. So we're just calling it 570. These are not exact price targets. These are areas we take action on. So if it were to sell to here, if somebody was short, they might move down a stop or take partial profits. Now, if it came down here and we formed something like a double bottom, it could be a potential short-term temporary long position. But remember, the rotation zone on the daily and the 4 hour are favoring the bearish side, and that's what you trade with. So we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.